Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first video of 2026. Today's video we're going to be doing a TBR video. I tried doing TBR videos last year. I think I did about 3 of them and I don't think I stuck to a single TBR at all because I am to my core a mood reader and I thought why not change it up a little bit because I find these videos so fun and I find having a TBR is nice, especially if you're someone who doesn't know what you want to read, just to be told what to read. However, I've had a track record of not sticking to them and I want to make a little bit of a difference this year with if I pick a TBR, I got to stick to it at least for the most part or read majority of it. So the way that I'm going to be doing my TBR videos is I'm going to be picking 3 books a month and I think that's more realistic in a month for me to read and I can get through my TBR and those will be my priority books to read. So my thought process is every single time I pick a TBR, I wait until I'm later in the month and by that point my mood shifts and I want to read something else and I'm really into reading them when I pick them out. So what I'm going to try to do is every month when I pick those out, those need to be the first books I read in the month and if I have time left over, I can use it for other things like reading challenges and things like that. So the goal is to pick 3 books every month. I've got some different ways of picking my TBR this year that I think are creative and fun and I haven't seen people do before. I wanted to try out one of these ideas last year, but I couldn't find what I needed for it at all. And so hopefully this year I'll be able to get what I need to do those. But I think my goal this year is to pick TBRs in different ways that I haven't really seen. I mean, I might repeat sometimes, but I want to try doing them a little bit differently, you know, every other month, every 3 months or so, switching it up. So I think that could be fun. But the first idea that I had is I've always seen people do different kinds of games to pick their TBR. I've done TBR cards, I've seen dartboard videos, I've seen using games to pick your TBR, things like that. So I wanted to try to be a little bit more creative in my choosing of my TBR that I thought could be fun and that other people could try out. I was trying to think of like what game would be fun to play to pick my TBR and who knows, this could be very fun. It could be very boring, but I guess we'll find out. I ended up going to the dollar store and I found this Jenga block set and it was about $4.50, so a lot cheaper. It's not the actual Jenga company, but it's going to work just as well for what I need it to work for. I thought it might be fun to stick some TBR prompts on these and play Jenga to pick our TBR. Now I'm going to have some rules with this. I think I'm going to use this throughout the year. I don't think I'll do it every single month, but most months I'll use my Jenga just depending on whether or not it's fun and exciting or if it completely bores us all to death. So what I'm going to be doing is sticking TBR prompts to the bottom of the Jenga and then I'm going to be building up my Jenga and then picking 3 prompts from the Jenga blocks for my TBR. And the rule is at the beginning it'll be a little bit easier because it's built up, but the rule is once a TBR prompt is used, I have to take a prompt off the block and continue to build the Jenga. However, if I drop the Jenga at any point, I have a dartboard that I'm going to be using this year that if I drop the Jenga, the punishment is I have to just let the dartboard choose my read and I can't pick one read for myself based off the prompt. So we're going to be doing it that way. What I'm going to do today and what we're going to do together to set up the first one is I'm going to unbox this, get all the pieces out. I've also printed out TBR prompts. I tried to come up with new and unique prompts that could work. So go grab your favorite drink. Let's get Jenga set up. Let's get all the TBR prompts set up. I'm thinking I'm going to have my Jenga set up on my TBR cart. I just feel like that is good because it's going to stay there and it has to stay there because one of my bookshelves is actually broken and if I were to take that away right now, the entire bookshelf would fall to the side. So that has to stay there. So I thought that could be a good spot to keep the Jenga where I don't have to move it around. So the TBR cart's going to stay there. The Jenga's going to go on top of there, but we have a lot to do before I can even get to picking my TBR. We've got to cut out the prompts, get the Jenga set up, and then we can pick out some prompts. Let's get to cutting out all the prompts. Now that the prompts are all cut up, I'm going to get out Jenga and then start taping these to the back of pieces. I'll be back when this is done. Here are all the Jenga blocks with the TBR prompts. We're going to start setting it up. That took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take, but we've got the Jenga blocks up here. Like I said, I can't move my TBR cart because if I move it, my entire shelf is going to fall. So I do need to get new shelves. However, I don't want to get the same shelves. I got these from Walmart. They're the Mainstays one. They were about $55. So it was just like in my budget when I was buying bookshelves. However, I do want to get new ones and I don't know if I want to do the IKEA Billy bookcase ones. I feel like I would do those if they had like more of an oak color. I do want to get a lighter color just to warm up the space a little bit. So I'm waiting to see which ones I want to get. But yeah, it is on its last legs, quite literally. And so if I move this cart at all, the entire thing is going to fall. So I'm gonna have to keep the cart here for now. I've got my Jenga set up. Now with the papers underneath them, the way that I stuck them on, it is a little bit of a wonky Jenga tower, so I'm worried about not being able to slide the pieces off. I probably should have put them a different way. Like I didn't think that part through. So we'll see if it gets difficult to pull them. But like I said, if for whatever reason all of the Jenga blocks fall, I do have to pick a book for my dartboard. So hopefully we can just get 3 prompts from this first month. I feel like the first few months should be fine doing this. However, I feel like as we go on, yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. When I do pick one, I am gonna add it to the top, but I am gonna take off the TBR prompt once it's been picked. pick so that I can't pick it again by accident, because there's enough to last me the year and then some if I'm picking 3 books a month. There's actually more than that. We're gonna start by picking our first prompt. Like I said, I'm picking 3 prompts and we'll see where we can go. Ooh, I think what I want to do is have a random number generator tell me what row to pick from, because I am so indecisive. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, we have 16 rows, so I'm going to use a random number generator to pick. I'll just use whatever Google has. So we're gonna type in 16, done, and then we're gonna generate. And we're picking from row 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this row we're picking from. I know Jenga is just one hand. However, because I have the papers on the bottom, if I don't use 2 hands, for the beginning at least, it's gonna all fall. Okay, I'm pulling the back one because I think it's loose anyway. Oh no. Okay, the first prompt we have is the 13th book on your fantasy shelf. So I'm gonna go and choose a book from my fantasy shelf. Okay, so this is my fantasy shelf, and I've read the top shelf most part. Actually, I guess I do have to count the books that I haven't read. So I've read quite a few of them, but I'll start from counting from all the books that I haven't read. So this is the Throne of Glass series. I have the last 3 to read. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're reading Alone with You in the Ether by Olivia Blake as our first TBR prompt. Okay, so we are reading Alone with You in the Ether by Olivia Blake. I have not read an Olivia Blake book yet. I am planning on reading one for my enemy before I read this one. I've heard mixed reviews on this, so we'll see how I feel about it, but I have been wanting to read it. I feel like it's short, but it's gonna be one of those books that's really dense. It might take me some time to get through, but this is the 13th book on my shelf. I'm glad it was a standalone because I was worried about getting like a series and then I'd have to read the first book in the series and start a new series, so I'm glad that we ended up with this one, but this was not one that I was expecting to read anytime soon. But I guess we're reading it now in January, the first book on our TBR. We're gonna use a number generator again. Now tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can't pick from the top 3 rows when you're playing Jenga, so until it's been like built up. So we're gonna start at row 4 actually, and we're gonna do 4 to 16. And I forgot about that the first time I was doing it. Thank God we got row 9, but I'm pretty sure you can't pick from the top 3 rows because that would be too easy. So let's do 4 to 16 this time and then generate. Okay, 13. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Do I pick from the back again or do I pick? Yeah, this seems like it's really like sitting on that one. I could do, no, yeah, the back seems to be the one to go. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. So next one we have is the highest rated book on your TBR card. So I might have to come back because I have absolutely no idea what the highest rated book on this TBR card is. I should have done this beforehand. I didn't think I was going to be pulling this prompt anytime soon. So let me just see if I can figure it out quickly. So here one moment. Oh, it has 3.99. I'm kind of shocked by that. I've heard it's a really good book and it was Indigo's best book of the year last year. Let's see. I really want to read Lady of Darkness, but let's see. Lady of Darkness has a 4.15 rating. Heavenly Bodies could be pretty highly rated. 3.97. I'm shocked by that one. I'm shocked. Okay, we have A Fire Endless by Rebecca Ross. That one is 4.33. So I think that one's in the lead so far. And then we've got the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Line volume. I tried to read all my 5 before then, 2025 books. I only ever got to 2. So the right one that would be next would be the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Line volume 3. So I'm gonna look up volume 3 because I have not had time. Oh, this is a 4.59 for volume 3. Okay, so far I think that one's our highest rated one now. Let's go to the winners. 4.45. I can't remember what I said the Unselected Journals was. Okay, let's do Legendary by Stephanie Garber. 4.1, and then Rebel Witch. These TBR prompts are really making me work for it. 4.19, and I don't really think there's going to be other ones that could be like higher than a 4.4, but I'll just like check some of the ones that I know are really popular. Yeah, yours truly. Let's see, Heartless by Elsie Silver. 4.37. Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna. I feel like that one could be in the running. 4.28. Okay, and then this other book that I got, it's called Falling Gods. 3.79. Oh, I have the God of the Woods too. 4.11. What do we have on this side as well? We've got, oh, Conform by Ariel Sullivan. That's one that I've been wanting to read. 4.14. What else do I have on this side? I've got The Homemade God. Oh, actually, I know which one might be. A Love Letter to Whiskey. 4.18. Convergence. Let's see The Homemade God. 3.6 for Convergence. I think I have a few more to go through. Oh, 4.32. Let's do The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin because that one could also potentially be 4.29. Okay, I think we're going to, let's see, 4.29. I think the highest rated one was, yeah, okay. So the highest rated book on my TBR card, it's not on here, but it is on my desk right now because I haven't gotten to it, is the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Line Volume 3. So that's going to be the next book. Let me go grab it. Okay, so we're going to be picking this one for the next prompt. This is the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Line Volume 3. It's rated 4.59 stars, which is the highest rated book on my TBR, which actually kind of doesn't surprise me because the series is really good, but it's surprises me with like all the other popular books that are on my cart that this one was the one. But yeah, we're gonna be reading this one next. Okay, we have one more prompt to pick. We're gonna do the same thing, let a number generator pick my next 4 to 16. Let's hit generate. We're gonna pick 11, so we've got 11 there. Let's do 1, 2, I guess 9 is here, so here would be 11. So let's see what it lets me do. I want to pick like, I don't want to keep picking the back ones, but I feel like it's gonna fall if I, yeah, that's gonna fall, I think. Yeah, that's gonna fall. That's gonna fall. Okay, I'm putting that one back. I think, actually, I don't know. Will it fall? Yeah, guys, that's going down. I can't. I have to pick. Okay, so we knocked over the Jenga blocks. This is not at all how I was expecting my January TBR to go, the first one of the year. I was not expecting them to fall at all. So here we are. A lot of this video has been a little bit unexpected, but we're gonna make the most out of it. And I'm gonna go set up the dartboard. Okay, so the last read for our January TBR is A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly by Sophia St. Germain. I have been excited to read it. However, I didn't think I'd be picking it up for at least the first half of the year. A big goal of mine this year was to just finish series that I'm in the middle of or continue them and try to get a little further into some of the ones that are longer. However, we are now continuing a series I'm in the middle of, reading a standalone, and then starting a new series. So we're not really getting anywhere with the whole continuing and finishing series this month for the most part, but we've got a lot more months in the year to make that happen. So hopefully I'll be able to pick some of my reads next time. I feel like I didn't really get to pick a lot of these reads, but you know, sometimes your girl just needs to be told what to read at the end of the day. I mean, 2 out of 3 of the books were not on my radar for the next few months at least. Like, I was not even expecting to pick up Alone with You in the Ether, probably even this year at this point, but here we are. We're gonna see how it goes. I feel like with doing this, I might end up finding reads that I didn't think of picking up or weren't on my radar immediately that I end up really loving. So hopefully that's the case with these books, but I am excited to share my thoughts about them. This has been a crazy, chaotic TBR video. Hopefully the rest of them are a little more calm and collected, but here we are. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you stayed this long, make sure you like and subscribe to keep up with my content, and I hope to see you in the next one.